We're going full on Bible study mode right now. It's going to be a few minutes, so if you don't have a few minutes, just save it, come back later, okay? But this is how we do Bible study around here. Check it out. We're in 2 Kings chapter 4. We're going to start at the beginning. Here we go. The wife of a man from the company of the prophets cried out to Elisha. Elisha is a big prophet in the day. He's like the superstar preacher man. Your servant, my husband, is now dead, and you know that he revered the Lord. But now his creditor is coming. They're going to take my 2 boys as slaves. Elisha replied to her, how can I help you? Tell me, what do you have in your house? Pause for a little interpretation. Sometimes we ask God for something, but we don't look around and see, what do I have? What skills do I have? What assets do I already possess? What can God use in me that I already have available that I'm just not considering using? Like, you have money, you have time, you have energy, you have effort, you have some creativity. What can God use that you already have? He didn't have to do a miracle and make something up. You already have it. So you got to look around, check out your house, check out your own personal inventory. So that's what she did. Okay, so check this out. She goes on to say, says, tell me what you have in your house. Your servant has nothing at all. She said, except a small jar of olive oil. Like she had a little bit of oil for like cooking or something. That's all she had. Elisha said, go around and ask all your neighbors for empty jars. Don't ask just for a few. Like, get everybody's empty jars, okay? Then go inside and shut the door behind you, and you and your sons pour the oil into the jars, and each is filled, put it to the side. So this is a really big key takeaway. Like, sometimes your emptiness, like how many empty jars you got, determines your feeling, like how much you can get filled up. That's why you see these people like guys like Steve Harvey, like living in a car, like way down, and then all of a sudden they're multi-millionaires because your emptiness determines your feeling. So if you're not that empty, you don't really need that much to get filled up. But when you have, he said, go get a bunch of empty jars, bring all the emptiness in. So that works for people who are dealing with sadness or hurt or loss of money or jobs or anything like that. When you are very empty, something inside of you switches and you get motivated and you get this fire in your heart and you're like, I'm going to make it happen. You just watch. I'm going to do it. This is what's happening here. Now in this miracle, he's pouring out oil, like literal oil, like olive oil, like you'd use for cooking or something. That's valuable. I mean, it's expensive now. So you use that oil, and that's how she was going to make money. If she'd have just collected one jar, well, first of all, that's lazy. He said, go get a bunch of jars. You only got one jar. But when the jar was filled up, that's it. That's the end of the blessing. That's all you wanted. That's all you asked for. You can have whatever you ask for, but God says, are you going to do the work to go collect all these empty jars? Because that's not easy. You got to go ask your neighbors, and here you are, you're already poor. And you go to your neighbor knows you're poor. And you knock on the door and say, hey, can I have that empty jar you got just laying around right there? Can I use that for a little bit? Like, why am I going to give you anything? I know you're poor. You're probably going to sell my empty jar. So it's humbling. Sometimes you got to humble yourself and collect these empty jars because you know God has a calling for your life, but you got to start in the humble stages. This is in the very early stages of the blessing, before the oil is flowing, before she's selling the oil and making money, before any of that big cool stuff happens. The humility happens where you have to ask people for stuff, and you don't know what they're going to say. It may be good or bad, but they went around and asked everybody for the jars. Okay, so as you fill them up, you set them aside. She left him, shut the doors behind her and her sons. They brought the jars to her, and she just kept pouring, just kept filling them up. And when all the jars were full, she said to her son, bring me another one. But he replied, there's not a jar left. Then the oil stopped flowing. When you have completely filled your emptiness, when you have completely filled the void in your life and there is no emptiness left, that's when it stops. Not that God's provision has stopped, but that particular moment, that blessing, that one had stopped. And it filled every void, every emptiness she had. You can't fill up the oil and there's nothing to hold it. I mean, God's not just going to pour stuff on you and you don't have room to hold it. But if you've got room to hold it, he'll pour it on you. They replied, there's not a jar left. She went on and told the man of God. So she told the prophet, wow, like, look what happened. This is crazy. He said, go, sell the oil, pay your debts, and you and your son can live on what is left. Sometimes there can be a blessing in your life that's so strong, it can last for generations. because of the emptiness or the problem or the hardship that you overcame, it can last for generations of blessings for your family. That's what it did for her. And the one blessing changed everything. So consider that. If you're feeling down and you're feeling empty, God said, I can fill that empty place. You just got to bring it to me, and then he can fill you up. That's in 2 Kings, Old Testament, first part of chapter 4. Hey, if you like the Bible study format like this, just let me know in the comments. Say, hey, cool, I like this, or not. You like the short ones, like we do the 60-second videos. That's cool too. Let me know, because we're making content. We want to feed the people whatever you need. So, that's your emptiness. We want to fill it up. So let me know. Long form, short form, what do you like?